We have new info pertaining to the launch of the RTX 40 series, as it may not be happening as early as we thought it would, and the rollout of the separate SKUs seems quite intriguing. Let's discuss that in this video. Hey, if you enjoy content like this, drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and smash that bell so you never miss another video. Hey, what is going on guys, Danny here, welcome back to the channel and I hope you've all been doing well. A couple weeks ago I had made a video sharing some information from the infamous GPU leaker Kopite7Kimi on Twitter, where they mentioned that the RTX 40 series would be launched sometime in mid-July, which turned out to be a lot earlier than the vast majority of tech outlets were speculating when it came to the launch of the RTX 40 series. A lot of people, myself included, thought that Nvidia would probably be following a similar release schedule as to what we got with Ampere. Then, in late May, Kopite7Kimi replied to a tweet from 3D Center, which talked about Nvidia's launch strategy for Ada Lovelace. Option A had the RTX 4080 launching first, and then the RTX 4090, followed by the RTX 4070 at last. Similar to what we saw with Ampere, where Nvidia had unveiled the 3080, 3090, and then 3070 in one event, but the GPUs all had separate release schedules. Option B is interesting for a few reasons. One, because the first GPU that would launch in this scenario would be the 4090, followed by the 4080, and then last would be the 4070, to which Kopite responds, "Choose B, confirmed." The following day after VideoCardz posted an article stating that their sources also gave them information which aligned with that. They mentioned that the 4090 would launch in August, the 4080 in September, and the 4070 in October. This would mean that Nvidia will come out absolutely swinging by releasing their top-of-the-line GPU to market first. This would also be somewhat of a slap in the face to owners of an RTX 3090 Ti, which only just came out this year in March. This move actually makes sense for Nvidia to do because they can ride on the initial hype train for the 40 series and goad those anxious enthusiasts who have been wanting to get their hands on a next generation graphics card, as opposed to buying one now since prices have come back down to earth relative to their current MSRP. Think about it, there are a lot of people in this space who I know will get suckered into this rather than wait for an RTX 4080. When it came to the RTX 3090, initially when it was released, sure there was a lot of hype surrounding the GPU as this was the first time in quite a while where Nvidia had launched an X90 class card, and it was, as touted by Jensen, their BFGPU. However, the vast majority of gamers were focused on getting an RTX 3080 or 3070, which was more appropriately priced for what they needed their GPU to do, which was primarily gaming. This was the message that was also shared amongst many tech reviewers that for $1499 it just didn't make sense to buy over the RTX 3080 if all you're going to be doing is just gaming. Content creation and video editing is a different story because then you can actually leverage the GPU's large memory buffer. I do recall though that shortly after it had hit store shelves, and after the initial crowd, you could find the RTX 3090 on store shelves much more readily available than an RTX 3080. The RTX 3080 at that time had a very long waitlist at many local computer hardware stores, but if you wanted an RTX 3090, you could get one without having to wait too long or find it readily available on the shelf. This was before the crypto mining boom of 2020, and then, after that, pretty much everything was sold out instantly. The reason why this had happened is because, like I said, it was pricing. And since the reviews of the RTX 3080 came out before, and we already knew the prices, everyone was just trying to get their hands on that card, or the other option was the 3070. Now imagine this, the RTX 40 series is officially announced, there's a lot of hype generated, but Nvidia decides that the 4090 will hit store shelves first in August. This would mean that reviews for the 4090 would come out first, and you'd have a lot of enthusiasts looking at this and going, wow, this GPU is just so much faster than everything out there, and I want to get my hands on it. Yeah, maybe the 4080 will probably give me better bang for the buck, but I don't know that for sure as there aren't any reviews out. I don't want to have to wait another month, and I just want to buy the latest and fastest GPU I can get my hands on now. The RTX 4090 will have a whole month to itself after the 40 series debuts, where PC gamers and enthusiasts who didn't want to pay MSRP for last-gen products will go, I might as well get the 4090 now. So I think that might be one of the main reasons as to why Nvidia might be planning on releasing their high-end Halo product first. There could be some other reasons as well pertaining to marketing or from the manufacturing side, but I really do think that they want to ride on the initial hype train for the 4090 there. Circling back to the release dates, which we have two sources that are stating that Nvidia could unveil the 40 series as early as July, which is right around the corner. We have WCCFTECH on the other hand, who are stating that their sources have told them that the launch will be happening in October for the 4090, with the 4080 coming in November and then the 4070 in December, followed by the 4060 in January at CES 2023. No clear reasons were given as to why their information doesn't align with what VideoCard said or what Kopite said, but you do also have to remember that the latter had mentioned they could still expect to see a delay and that their information could change really fast. If you were to ask me personally, while Kopite does have a very strong record for their leaks, my gut feeling tells me that we're gonna be seeing the 40 series launch in this fall. I want to highlight one of the points VideoCards mentioned, and that was that AIBs still have a lot of inventory left, and right now the last thing that they want is Nvidia to announce a new generation next month and have everyone say, well, screw the 30 series, I'm just gonna wait now. Over the past few months, GPU prices have been gradually falling, and availability is basically back to normal now, and you can go into your local computer hardware store and find GPUs sitting on the shelf readily available. Or if you're talking about online, you can go on Amazon or Newegg, click on in stock, and you'll see a wide variety of GPUs available. On average, prices are still above MSRP, but the occurrence of them dropping to MSRP or even slightly below is becoming more common. While those prices are tempting after what the GPU market has been through over the past couple of years, it's like I pointed out in my previous video, people just don't want to pay these prices. Traditionally, GPUs this far into their GPU lifecycle have fallen well below MSRP, sold at some steep low clearance prices. 2 years later, and RTX 3080s are still hovering around $699 for the most part. That's a heck of a lot of money that you might as well put towards a new gen RTX 4080. Of course, there will still be a crowd that will keep buying GPUs regardless, because if you absolutely need a GPU right now, you've got no other option. However, most of the demand has dried up since crypto has crashed. The demand just isn't there, and if Nvidia announced a new series next month, then nobody is even going to be looking at those old GPUs unless retailers and AIBs are willing to take some losses on them. RTX 3070s are still sitting on shelves for around $600, and I couldn't imagine myself picking one up for that much at this point in time. But you have to ask yourself, what if they were selling for $400 or even $350? Do you think they would still be sitting in stock? Absolutely not. If they were selling at these price points that low due to the inventory clear out, then people wouldn't even care if they're almost 2 years old at this point. $400 would be a great price for a 3070, so it's just a matter of how low they're willing to let these GPUs go for. $100 above MSRP, you can keep them. I'm waiting for next gen. $200 below MSRP, and now you're moving units again. So that was the information I wanted to share with you guys pertaining to the launch of the RTX 40 series and why its release window will have such a huge impact on the current supply of GPUs and the decision AIBs choose to make. If you ask me, I hope this stagnant market is a wake-up call to manufacturers that, hey, the market is going back to what it was pre-pandemic, and with no demand from crypto miners, these sky-high GPU prices, well, they're not gonna fly. If you guys found this video to be informative and entertaining, then leave a like. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Be sure to check out the video description for cool links and ways to support the channel, such as using my Amazon affiliate link. And if you're interested in seeing more content like this, then consider subscribing, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.